Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the cryptocurrency market, and I think I'm going to explain why once Bitcoin's finished whatever it's doing up there, up in this area, it's going to go up again. Okay? There's a pattern starting to go on in cryptocurrencies. That's why you need to pay attention to more than just the Bitcoin chart to get an idea what's going on. I'm going to explain to you why I think that's a really, really good shot. That's probably going to happen. Now, is it going to break the 22,259? I have no idea. It might just stay up in this area. But as long as it's burning off this RSI a little bit down here, guys, there'll be another pop, more than likely. Now, can it come down here? I mean, personally, I like to see it get down there. Doesn't look like it might not get down there, though. So you got to plan for both. For Bitcoin, the reason why I'm going to say that is because over here with Gala started to show a pattern. I got on the line chart, guys, just to clean it up a little bit. Okay. Gala finally made its little pump up to 6 cents, 0.06 cents. And I said that a couple weeks ago. I said, look, guys, don't be surprised if it pumps up there. All right. It went up there, and you see it's burned off its RSI down here in the daily, and it was finally able to make that little pump. Okay. I think you can go through some other cryptos, take a look, and you're going to start seeing that same pattern. You just take Bitcoin over here. It's going to be doing the same thing more than likely, guys. It's just a bigger asset. It takes a lot more money to make it roll, right? And you have a good shot. You'd be paying attention right down here in RSI. You know, it's going to go up, maybe bleed off some more RSI. And then it's going to do another run. Let's say it gets down here. It's going to do another run. And all it's going to do on the RSI is look like that. And you have something like that in the RSI, you could have a move from 22,000 all the way up to 25,000, 24,000, 25,000, guys. Kind of like Gala over here. Had a move from 0.048 cents. The move that Gala made yesterday, you can't see it. Let me put on the candles. I'll show you. The move that Gala made yesterday went right there, 0.063 cents. So that move yesterday that Gala made was that much, guys. Look at that. It went up 31%, 32%, this whole candle area, okay? And we're going to probably be seeing the same thing over here with Bitcoin, guys, okay? It's setting itself up, in my opinion, to do that. And just looking at, you know, if Bitcoin was bearish, guys, think about that. Let's go over here. Bitcoin went up and it dumped. You know, went up and dumped, went up and it dumped, you know, up and dumped. It's just like, go ahead and look at it when it's like that. It would have, more than likely, would have already started making a flat to do a dump or something like that to get out of there. It's taking up the same amount of time up here for a fourth wave. Here's your second wave potentially right here, okay? Bitcoin is just a bigger asset, and it needs more time in here to do what it needs to do. So time is a portion of a correction. Not only does it need to do a correction, but also is the time. And more than likely, this is going to end up being some type of fourth wave that Bitcoin is doing, going in here back and forth, just burning up the time, probably burn off some more RSI to make that one last thrust up there based off this this wave sequence here. So more than likely, it's going to probably be, this fifth wave is going to be at least this long, okay? It'll probably be at least that long, guys, and you just put it right there. Let's say just that's as deep as it goes, and that right there is about 25,000. 25,000 for Bitcoin is the target that I have going into this whole wave sequence. And then more than likely, if it's still bullish, if Bitcoin is still bullish, right? So you'll have a wave sequence like this. 1, 2, right? This will be the 3. The 4, potentially, wherever the 4 will end up, and then up here for a 5 in that area. So now you have this wave sequence, and it's going to do a correction, probably to this area or maybe down this way, okay? Don't think we're going to be seeing some massive dump like this, guys. It's just, the signals are just not there. They're just not there. They're not pointing towards that. Are there bearish signals right now? Yes, of course there are. Short term, there's bearish signals, but the signals are not telling me it's setting up for a massive dump. Just doesn't seem that way. You go over MicroStrategy, you take a look at MicroStrategy. It says in a topping pattern. Let's put it back on the candles right here. you know, if this RSI next week, if this daily RSI takes that RSI out, well, then MicroStrategy is more bullish than expected. Because what happens wherever the highest point is on the RSI, here's 1, 2, that could have been the 3 right there. But if it takes it out more, your 3 will move right there, and then it's going into a 4, and it's going to rip off a 5. So who knows where MicroStrategy is going to end up? MicroStrategy is bullish. More likely, Bitcoin is going to be bullish, and then it's going to do more of a correction. So that makes a little bit more sense here with Bitcoin, where MicroStrategy is doing that. You know, it's 1, 2, here's a 3, 4, and then it's going back up for a 5. Kind of like MicroStrategy looks like it's going to do, because it's just a little bit more. See this next week, and it pushes that out, guys, and then boom. All right, so I was putting that together to let you know what I'm looking at with the with the charts and what's going on with Bitcoin. So 25K, 24, 25K, and you might see a wick on Bitcoin up to say 26K or something like that. That's a real possibility. So in this area with Bitcoin, guys, I'm going to go out to a 2-hour chart. I'll show you some trades. I did do some short trades. I exited out of them. It's sitting in this area. I did enter in up here, down here, and entered in more here. And I had a plan for it to get down here. Or, you know, I'm okay with it. It's a very boring time. I was thinking maybe it was going to do a 5-way swing. It didn't. It looks like it's going to be doing a corrective pattern. And where this will end up, probably here, probably above here, whatever this is over here, unless somehow it's warming up to make some new second wave and then swing back down. I don't think so. Just doesn't have the behavior of an impulse going down right now, in my opinion. So more likely 333 like this, guys. So in this area, you know, you get your 3-wave swing, you got a 3-wave swing, and some type of swing here, maybe up, and then a 3-wave swing like that. Could go down a little bit farther. However, my point is, if it's back down here in this area, okay, this is going to be the area where you're going to want to go long, okay? This is going to be the area. It's going to be, in my opinion, for me, not financial advice, for me, it's going to be extremely good risk to reward, because it could be setting up to do that shot over there, guys, okay? It really, really could. Now, like I said, I could be wrong. Have your risk mitigation strategies handy. I will be setting up for that, and that's going to be a pretty, probably a pretty quick move for it, guys. It could be. And then the other thing is, too, you have to realize the FOMO that could be going into this wave right here, guys. You really have to realize that, too. Now, also, too, don't think that it can't, like, maybe go down here and then maybe do that, too, guys. So you have to realize that. So have a plan for here. This is what I would do. I would be having a plan, okay? If it coming down here for this setup, okay? If it gets down here, more than likely, my worst case scenario, it just does a bounce and it's going to continue on, okay? It'll do a bounce in this area. So I'll show you guys something real quick. This is a pretty safe strategy. Not financial advice. This is a pretty safe strategy, okay? So here you got Bitcoin in this consolidation area. It's going to come back down like this, right? Here's your 3-wave, and then potentially a 3-wave, like in this area, right? If you know it's going to come back down here, your worst case is at least it's going to do bounce, okay? Like that, okay? And it'll just come back down or maybe do another one, right? Okay? However, this situation here with Bitcoin, okay, back down, you know, it could be doing that right there, guys, okay? So for it to get down here, more likely a 3-wave swing, a 3-wave swing, and then a 3-wave swing, it's probably going to have to come up again, and then to get back down here, it's probably going to have to get back down there again, guys, okay? So that's how I'm looking at that. I think everything looks pretty good with Bitcoin, guys. I'm not really too concerned with it. You know, as far as doing a massive dump, like back down to the lows, not a chance right now, guys. It's not set up for that. Okay. It's, you know, you can have an argument that it is, but in my opinion, my analysis, I'm not even concerned with it yet. Okay. Like it's bullish. This correction is bullish. I don't know the way to put it. And you just look at your other assets. What's MicroStrategy doing, right? You really think MicroStrategy is going to just it's going to continue to go like this and Bitcoin is just going to be dumping? Or what about the other assets too? Let's take a look at, let's see, Coinbase. Coinbase has a lot of Bitcoin. See, Coinbase is in the same situation, guys. Coinbase is in the same situation where, you know, it'd be reasonable to think 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's coming up for a 5. If Coinbase does the same thing down here and it takes that RSI out, it's the same thing with MicroStrategy, guys. You have a good shot, 1, 2, and your 3 would move there, and that's a 4, 5. And then this whole thing was your third wave in this area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that could happen, and it's going to just continue to go on. The other thing is too, let's go over the NASDAQ here. Okay, a lot of people are really, really bearish on the NASDAQ, and they say it's going to go down to the end of the world crash. Okay, the NASDAQ, this asset right here, this conglomerate of assets on the monthly chart, this is a hyper bullish chart. Tech stocks are going to be doing really, really well into the future. There's just going to be some corrections along the way because that is a massive 1-2, 1-2 setup. The NASDAQ has completed its first wave of the third wave. Right now, it's in the process of doing a second wave to go into some sort of massive third wave, in my opinion. I'll prove it to you. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go over the NASDAQ and prove it to you. This is a hyper bullish going into 2030s. So what is this? What is this telling me? There's obviously there's a lot of big players in the NASDAQ, right? You have Amazon.com, you have the Google, Meta, you have Tesla, right? They pretty much are the ones. The reason the NASDAQ is like this is because the top 5, 10%, or 15% of the stocks that are in the NASDAQ are the ones that are running the show. Apple being the main one, okay? Now, if they go down and NASDAQ goes down, did it correct enough? First question is, did the NASDAQ correct enough? Check a look at the monthly chart. The only way you can look at that and get a really, really good idea is not just the price like most people do in the mainstream media. And NASDAQ only went down 25% or whatever it did as an example. Mainstream media is never going to use this handy little momentum indicator called the RSI down here, guys. And you can see on the monthly that it came down and basically touched on the 40, which is the area where it pretty much dumped to after the dot-com bust. And then at the end of it, looks like a wave 4 crash on its first wave down there. So the only time it's gone down that low was in 1990, 2002, and 2008 from the 08 crash, great financial crisis, and it's over here, okay? This wave, I'm going to break this down for you. This wave right here, guys, is a lower sequence wave than this wave, okay? How do I know that? How can I show you beyond a reasonable doubt that it is? Come down here to the RSI. Check this out. I'm going to show you something real quick. Those of you who want to learn. You see this peak on that RSI? I'm going to put the highest peak on that RSI. Boom, it's right there, 90.53. You see that? So that's your third wave peak. That's probably your fifth. Came back down, did a correction in April 97, and then boom, it went on that fifth wave blow off, right? And there's your bearish divergence. But if you come over here, none of these RSI momentums were strong enough to take that out. How do you find 5-wave move? Let's go over 5-wave move. How do you find a 5-wave move? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Let me put this on a line chart. I'll show you guys something, okay? I'm going to put on micro. How do you find a 5-wave move? From your third wave to your fifth wave, you should have divergence. All right, so wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. And then you have your divergence, right? Okay. If you have another wave that comes down, does a correction, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it doesn't take that out, you have a lower sequence. You have a lower sequence wave over here. It's the next wave. What will happen? You go in the RSI, guys, for a long period of time. Okay. The third wave. This is the first wave, second wave. Now this is the first wave of the third wave. You have more time to get back down here again, corrects, and then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, take it out. Now you found your actual third wave, 4, 5, and then you got your divergence way over here. And that's what the NASDAQ is doing, guys. Okay? It's very, very bullish. It's a very bullish asset. And the reason why I have a point to this with Bitcoin. I have a point with this Bitcoin, guys. So pay attention. Pay attention. I'll tell you, I explain to you the reason why. There's a lot of other types of stocks that are in the NASDAQ. And as I mentioned earlier, who runs the NASDAQ? Who's making this? So if you only went in the NASDAQ, right, and you did an index, you'd only get like, what is it, 15% per year? But what if you planned it accordingly and you bought the top stock called Apple during that same period of time? What was that? What did it go up? Who knows? 1,000%? Don't look at it right now. Let's just say 1,000%. So you get 15% per year versus 1,000%, right? So what am I saying? That the main ones in the NASDAQ, these bad boys are probably going to be blowing up over a period of time. They're in a correction right now. It seems like, oh, the world's coming to an end. I realize that. And then you're going to hear all the bears out there. It's all doom and gloom, and it's all coming to an end. You got these like Tesla. Tesla really isn't a car company, guys. It's not. It's a tech company. Okay. It's more than just vehicles. Okay. AI is in there. Who knows what else is in there? All kinds of different technology. Where's the future going in technology? AI, blockchain, all that. So what is that telling me right here? Telling me right here in this area that those main players that are in the NASDAQ are going to be rocking and rolling into the next probably decade or so. Okay. Now, this asset might not be going up as well. That's why it's important. If you come over here, if you want to check the NASDAQ, okay, the reason why I'm a little bit more bullish on Bitcoin and on these tech stocks is you got to check the Apple, the Amazon, even a Coinbase if you're in if you're interested in Bitcoin, okay, MicroStrategy, Riot, Tesla, and even Microsoft. Because if they have bottomed, if they've done even a local bottom, guys, even a local bottom here, like here's Amazon.com, even a local bottom for a little while, you have to realize, let's say that it's in a correction still. Look at what it did over here. It went up 46%. And this could go up, let's say 46, 52%, back up to, 124. It could even do a really huge bounce, so that explains to me why it's Bitcoin is going to be bullish, guys. Okay. It's going to come down and correct, and it's going to be bullish. And then it's going to do a correction. Like in these stocks over here that I'm talking about, what they're doing. Okay. Same thing with Tesla. Local bottom in this area, that box. And then it's going to be in this area for a while. And then eventually, if it's not done, then it'll come back around. I have my suspicion here with old Tesla is that it's finished. Because this whole thing for Tesla is right here, guys. I'll show you. This is a three-wave move. And this whole thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an ABC, guys. It's a very, very odd looking ABC. You go to Tesla, though, down here, it's a deep one. It did the same thing in this area, guys. This was a 3, and a 5. Just right here, just like this with Tesla, guys. Peak right there. There's this third wave peak in the RSI. And then 4, probably 4, 5, 4, 5. And then you can see 3, 3, and then it went up 5 like that, or a 3, 3, 3 type move, WXY or something like that. And it did the same thing up here, just a little bit more aggressive. And it looks like it may have taken that out. That's a tough one right there, guys, but it done that. So anyhow, this goes back to Bitcoin. That's the reason why on Bitcoin that I'm bullish. And then also too with Bitcoin, more likely if this is going to continue to be bullish, then Bitcoin's going to continue to be bullish. I think this is a more accurate. This is going to be more accurate representation of what's going to be happening to the future of Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin is more of a tech stock. It's in the tech field. It's in a disruptive technology. It's a AI. Like AI is disruptive right now. It's going to be the decade of AI. And you have blockchain too. It's going to be blockchain too, guys. So I don't see the mega bear and these numbers or things are going on with Bitcoin, guys. I just don't see it. The technology and blockchain is going to get better. More and more people are going to use it. It's going to get incorporated. Banks will be using it because it has a ledger, as an example. Social media incorporated into that, and it's just going to get better and better. This is definitely the infancy of it. You guys probably know that, and this is probably, to me, just looking at the charts and looking at the other tech stocks and things that are going on. This is just a nasty correction that we're in. It's actually not too bad technically, and it's going to be doing really, really well going into for the next 5 to 10 years in this little arena, okay, and disruptive technology. So the people that are going into those areas are the ones who are going to make a lot of money, in my opinion. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.